Hey, what's up, guys? It's Normani, and I just did an interview on the Zach Sang Show. I mean, we pretty much talk about learning how to budget, Popeye's chicken sandwiches, and what else, guys? That's it.
Let's do this. Zach Sang Show.
Hello, beautiful human.
Hello.
We are here with Dan.
Hello.
And we welcome back to the studio, Normani!
Yes.
You are gorgeous.
Always
Thank you.
glowing. Always glowing.
And
It's the makeup. It's the Grace. What is it? The Tatcha.
Tatcha.
Yes.
I don't even
It
know what
helps
that-
the glow.
Okay.
It's like this mist.
Is that really the secret behind the glow? Tatcha?
Might be that and chicken.
Oh,
Honestly,
you like chicken.
I do.
And you know what? If it helps with the glow, it helps with the glow.
Have you had the Popeye's fried chicken?
No.
The sandwich?
No, but you got to bring your bun if you go now because they've run out of buns.
What is that? That is some mess.
It's kind of weird to think.
Do they charge you like the full price?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because I'm not about to pay. We just talked about this.
Yes.
A budget.
if you're gonna supply 50% of a sandwich, they should just charge you 50% less than what the original price
If I'm
was.
bringing the bun and you're putting the chicken on the bun, then I'm not paying what $3 or however much.
I am so with you on
$1.50.
this. That's a good deal.
Yes.
If I supply the bun and I pay $1.50 for a piece of chicken with like a pickle on it, I'm here for it. Wow. We have a lot to get to. I also think one of the reasons you're glowing is because you have motivation out. And you are, am I wrong to say this? But I do feel like you are living your best creative self in this moment. And I think a lot of that has to do with motivation and all the records that are about to come next.
Absolutely. I would definitely agree with that. Motivation was such an incredible opportunity for me to showcase what I knew that I was capable of for such a long time, being in an entity and knowing who you are within that, like I couldn't tap into who Normani was 110%, so it's just like new things that I'm figuring out now, like even aside from, getting up on stage and performing and singing and dancing, like even creatively, like behind the scenes, like me editing videos and being a video director, like there's so many different hats that I did not know that I was capable of wearing that I'm like, okay, I kind of do this and I do it well. So it's been really, really
Freeing?
fun. Yeah, and freeing.
When you're posed with new challenges, is it exciting to rise to those challenges? Right? Like when you go to a set and you know that everybody on this set is there solely for you and that this is your vision, this is your record, this is your everything.
Right,
Like it's not you and a few other people anymore.
right.
It's you.
And I think that's why I work. I mean, no matter what I do, whether it was me and 4 other girls versus me now, like I just know how to work hard. I know how to hustle. I know how to put in blood, sweat, and tears, like the hours, no matter what. So it's just like for this to be me and for my vision to be able to come to life, I'm willing to do like any and everything, like all that it takes to see that comes to light. Like I was saying, even being in the editing bay, like with the editors, literally going through every single take. I kid you not, there was probably 50 different versions of the motivation video. And even after it came out, I was not 100% happy with it. I was like, no, I see this. This is wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong. But that's just me. Like, I pick apart everything, and I'm my worst critic. But I'm so invested, and I think it's also because I sacrificed a lot of time away from home, and I've given a lot of myself, even my teen years, which are the most important years. So it's just like I know how much I've sacrificed, and I'm willing to put forth whatever effort it is to be able to see that my vision comes to life, because I know I deserve it. I worked hard for it,
Yes. You've sacrificed so much to get to this moment. You're not going to stop now.
No.
You're going to go even harder if you have
beginning.
to. Is that crazy to rationalize, to understand that it really is only the beginning?
It's crazy because I'm like, whoa, it gets better than this. Like, this has been pretty damn good.
Well, because even the stress of like watching your music video and being like, this should change, like
Yeah.
that's good stress.
Yeah. It's just gonna make sure that I continue to grow. I hate being complacent. Anytime I feel complacent, I freak out. Like I don't know what to do with myself. But I think that only to a certain extent, which is what I'm learning now, is not to dwell in things. Like even after the VMAs performance, right? I was like, dang, this could have gone smoother or this could have went better. But my dad, like the next day, like after the performance, I was still beating myself up about it, saying and listing things that I could have changed. And he's like, you just got to learn to let things go, especially things that you have no control over, So it's just like the 100 times that I did it in rehearsal, it went perfect. But the one time that I do it live, I'm like, okay, it wasn't as smooth or seamless as I had thought that it would have been. But I think that it was God just kind of forcing me to let go. I'm like, how? Like, it didn't happen in any other moment, but for the live show, it decides to happen.
And then you learn.
Right. Forced me to just let go of it.
Even
No
if
choice.
Like, to get to that point where you realize that and you learn that, that's special.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like,
It's hard.
you got to trip up to figure out
Right.
all of it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't learn if you just succeed after succeed after succeed.
Absolutely. And you can't think of it as a loss. Like, you have to make sure that you see it as a learning experience.
How do you know when you're getting complacent?
I don't know. I guess when you're not as inspired as you know that you could be, maybe. Or getting comfortable with, I guess, the success. Like, I feel like validation is dope, but I feel like first and foremost, I want to be happy with what it is that I create and put out into the world 10, 20, 50 years beyond now. And also silencing everybody else's voice, because a lot of people, can get into your head, and it's great to have the encouragement, but you also want people around you that aren't yes men and that will straight up and tell you, like, no, you're cutting yourself short. Push yourself because you're better than this.
That's how you get challenged.
Absolutely. And I love a challenge, and I love having those people around me. So I think that it's equally as important to push yourself and have people push you as well.
I got goosebumps when you talked about wanting to create art that could be around for tens and dozens of years to come, and even here beyond you.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you've done that with motivation?
Ooh, I hope so.
I
hope
so.
so. It was such a massive moment, and everything that I do, like with motivation, I know that my goal was only to leave my heart out there. I wanted to create an early 2000s music video, which is what made me fall in love with music. Some of my favorite artists, I was always watching 106 in Park in my grandmother's house. Like,
I love the way it started.
oh, always coming from school, like literally running into the living room. That was my grandma in the actual video too. She's like, Normani, turn that music down. It played out exactly like that. So for me to be able to have that representation, like watching Destiny's Child, Kelly Rowland, I love her so much, my chocolate queen, and seeing myself in them and me being able to now do that for the next generation is just like, it means more than just the music.
It really, really does.
Yeah.
Because seeing you on that screen or listening to your record gives them hope.
Absolutely.
It tells others that they can do this too.
Absolutely.
How does it feel being compared to those artists? Because they were inspirations to you. And now people are like, look at Normani. She's the next Beyonce. She is the next
Yeah.
Kelly Rowland.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's the biggest compliment of all compliments. I'm like, I would not choose any other person to want to even be, compared to or even be a part of the same conversation. But I think that I still have so much more work to do. Like, I don't feel like I'm quite deserving of that just yet. Like I've, like I said, been inspired by her in so many different ways, but I know that I have so much more growth to be able to
get there. But also
but also I'm excited to be able to see what it is that I have to offer as well. Like, I think that it's cool to have, inspirations and influences, just like I'm sure she was influenced by, Michael, Janet, Tina Turner. Like, everybody has an influence and inspiration, but it's just like what makes you different and what makes you unique and what are you going to do what is your legacy? Like my story is different, you know, and I hope to leave a different mark than she has.
Hey, beautiful human. Real quick, I want to tell you about Native. I'm pumped to tell you about Native. They're my favorite deodorant. I came across Native at Target about a year ago, and it changed my life forever. I've had overactive sweat glands. And growing up in high school, I'd actually wear 2 sweatshirts on top of each other so people couldn't see my giant sweat marks. And every week I'd go to the pharmacy looking for a new deodorant. None of it would work. And I knew that it was so bad for me. It was filled with aluminum. And then, about a year ago, I met Native. First flavor I tried, and by flavor I mean scent, was coconut vanilla. Low key, it smells so good, I kind of want to lick it, but I don't. It's everything that I could want because I know exactly what I'm putting on and in my body. It's ingredients that really, you know. Seriously. You're not going to be stuck like reading words that you don't understand. There's fewer, simpler ingredients, so you can really break down what's in your deodorant. It's worth it. If you're looking for a deodorant, plus if you try it out, you don't like it, no risk. You can return it, exchange it, whatever. If you're in the United States, do all of that for free. And I'm going to be real with you. This deodorant is a little bit on the pricier side, but there's no aluminum. It's better for your health. Aluminum has been linked to a whole bunch of health stuff. You don't want that. It's not worth your time. And it's just not good for our bodies. I'm telling you, Native is the way to go. I also use the body soap. Squeeze it. It's in a cool square box. I like it a lot. If you're into Native, try it out. Go to nativedeodorant.com. I'll give you 20% off. Just use my name as the code. Zach Sang. Nativedeodorant.com. Nativedeodorant.com. Look good, feel good, and put good stuff on you. Well said. This is not a copycat moment. This is not a copy-paste type scenario.
No, absolutely not.
You're your own artist and your own individual human being.
Mm-hmm.
And your story is different. And because of that, your records are going to be different.
Absolutely.
And also the time that you're creating music.
Right.
Like, I've never
and
seen...
I won't lie to you. Like, even with that comment, like, it's such a reward and it's such a blessing to even be a part of that conversation. But it's also like, well, damn, this is high expectation.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
It's pressure.
It can be a lot of pressure. And that can be limiting. Like, in the studio, like, it totally stunts the creative process.
Yeah, because it's weighing on you.
Oh, for sure. When you're worried about the expectation of everybody else on top of your own, which mine is like...
Were there records before Motivation that could have been your debut single?
I'd like to think so.
But how'd you know that Motivation was it?
The energy. And me being able to come out and show people what I'm capable of doing. You know, from an entertainment aspect. I love to dance. I wanted to create a video that had high energy and up tempo, which was something that I feel like has been lost and that
Yes.
I haven't seen in such a long time, which was exactly why I wanted to bring back the early 2000s. Like I said, like everybody. I mean, there was J-Lo, there was like JT, there was so many all at once, you know. So for me to be able to come out and represent that today meant everything for me.
So was Motivation created last in your list of potential singles?
Well, Motivation was actually, it was pitched to me. So my label, they like called me up and they were like, yo, we got this record. You need to go hear it. Go over to Max's camp right now.
But even though you were on the road with Ari?
Yeah.
Oh,
This was before tour.
No.
So I heard the record before we even went on tour.
And did Ari cut the scratch vocal for it? What did you think at first?
I loved it. I loved how high and energy it was. Like I said, that was something that I was looking for. And I feel like, too, like, even with some producers now, like, it's like, okay, what is an up-tempo? Huh. Like, everything, I feel like we're in a space where everything's kind of vibey, which is what they're used to. So it's just like, okay, what artist is going to be the one to force me to be able to get outside of that?
And Motivation was it.
Exactly. Which it happened perfectly. I'm like, I love Ilya, I love Salvin, I love Ari. So it was just really the perfect opportunity. And they also let me play around with the production. You know, I'm from New Orleans, so there's like a
Trumpets?
legend. Yes, Trombone Shorty. Do you know who that is?
Yeah,
He's like
oh,
a
this.
legend in New Orleans, and he is.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's incredible. I sent him the record, and he was like all over it. I think he recorded his
love
part
it.
in New Orleans and sent us back just a whole bunch of different things that he had recorded, and we just kind of pieced it and made it make sense.
How special is it that you can put Trombone Shorty on your record? You can feature your grandmother in your music video.
I know. It's taking those opportunities and making it mean something to you. Like, that's a body of work that I'll have forever. And I feel like having her in the music video and representing our truth, you know, like for me, completely aside from anybody else, like that means something to me. And that's what I like to walk away from. Like, that's success to me.
It really is special. Like, you're gonna be able to watch that forever.
I know.
Whether it's like, it has to transport you back to being a kid watching the top of that music video.
Right. And is that how it made you feel?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Okay. That was the goal.
It's really special. Really, really. I mean,
Thank you.
also another special part of the music video is definitely twerking on a fence.
Oh my gosh.
How'd you get up there?
That almost didn't happen because you know we shot this video in one day.
Well, wait. I was wondering that too. I
Yeah.
totally thought that this was like a week and a half production.
Oh no. I was on tour when we shot the music video.
Where in America were you? Did you like break from the road to come or?
Yeah, I had to take a jet.
Oh my.
It was crazy.
Cool.
I'm like, I promise I'm not flexing. But I had to take a jet. It was like right after a show. And then I landed probably around like 1. I didn't go to bed till 4. I had to wake up and do glam at like 8.
Oh,
It was
jeez.
crazy. Because we didn't want to like waste the sunlight. Like we couldn't
You couldn't waste sunlight.
waste time. So
How many different locations are in that video?
we were in one location, but it was different parts of this neighborhood.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So my question was, when in a video like that, do you do the entire choreography at every place, or do you kind of know what you want to do at each spot?
No, we knew what we wanted to do in each
Okay.
spot. Like we choreographed specifically to, okay, first shot's gonna be in front of the house. Basketball scene. Like we already had a plan, but I only had 2 days of rehearsal
Yeah. Well,
in
so
the middle of
what?
4.
How? There's so much going on. How do you learn that in 2 days?
Crazy. I got off of a plane, went straight to center staging, had 1 day of rehearsal, had another day, and then I had to go back out and perform.
Oh my.
Sweetener. It was wild. And the day that we recorded the video, we had no music because there were people outside. So we were like, oh, shoot, this can't get leaked. So
oh my
we,
God, you
we went
danced to
based on
nothing.
counts. Like the
You had
choreographer
a
was
click
just
track?
screaming at us.
Oh, not even a click track. What?
It was wild.
The- How do you do this?
Can't you put headphones in?
I mean, what are they going to Photoshop him out of the shot?
I didn't think about that.
It was wild. But to your question, twerking on the fence. Twerking on the fence. I'm like, how did we get here?
Oh, I was in awe of the incredible
It was actually harder than it
choreography.
looked.
Well, so okay, whose idea is it to get on the fence and then twerk?
Sean Bankhead.
What is he
He
like?
literally, he thinks that I can do any and everything. We were like, Dave, we got to get this shot. We got to get this shot. It almost didn't happen because we needed to move on to the next sequence. I think it was the duet portion.
Got it.
In front of the train.
Yeah, were you like?
Yeah.
Dude.
I'm like,
Yes.
but yeah, that turned out to be one of the most memorable moments of the video. So I'm happy that we did, for sure.
So does he say, "Hey, it'd be really cool if you climbed the fence and then twerked"?
Yeah, and they were supposed to rig it so that we could actually have
Like grips?
support,
But no.
but no.
What?
The fence was there and we made it work.
It was a normal person.
Like your foot couldn't even fully fit in the
What?
Little fence hole.
yeah.
So is there somebody below
No.
prepared to catch you?
No.
Oh man, imagine if that fence went down.
Or she just fell. Like, I mean, you could lose grip.
That would have been heavy. There was a lot of us on that fence.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. One girl was upside down. Like, it was crazy.
The whole video is incredible.
Thank you.
You
I was
go.
gonna say, what about the basketball scene?
Yeah.
That was real.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it planned or
No, that was planned. I had to practice that for sure.
so? Who's throwing it? Because they have to have good hand-eye coordination.
Yeah, it was. I think it was Sean.
And so,
Because he knows the choreo and well enough to make sure that the timing is right and everything. So.
how many takes did that take?
That day, probably like 4 to 5.
45 takes on the
No,
basketball.
4 to 5.
Oh, 425. Oh,
If I take 45, I would have been on the ground.
oh, 4 to 5. That's normal.
Yeah. That's normal. That's average.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. 40,
Okay.
45 is
Yeah. But before that, like I had to get some stuff together. It was rough.
okay. When you go to the person who made your outfit, that puts your the year you were born on the top. What kind of direction do you give her? Just that you give her the influences, or do you tell her I need to wear an outfit that I think is going to be iconic?
I didn't even go in with the mentality of like, oh, this is gonna be iconic. I just knew what I liked from that era, and I wanted it to be as authentic as possible. I think my stylist at the time, she literally went to the mall,
You have to get it airbrushed.
like to get it airbrushed. It was nothing fancy. Like it was this guy at the mall who was dope at airbrush, and we took the costume to him, and he freaked it.
He was at a kiosk.
Yes, just airbrush it away, like.
That's but that
And I
brings
like the
me back.
authenticity of it too, because
Yeah.
it's like homemade, you know.
I mean, I remember airbrushing in my life, whether it was going to the mall or I only got invited to one Sweet 16 in my life, but they did have an airbrush guy there.
You sound sad.
Yeah, I'm still not over the fact that nobody invited me to a Sweet 16. So if you're watching this, I see you. It's crazy. Only one invitation. What are you thinking?
Well, what's more challenging for you? Is it actually creating the song or the music video for Motivation?
I wouldn't say there's necessarily a challenge. I mean, for me, they're both creative environments, you know, just in different ways. I really do love, people have, you know, a favorite, whether it's being in the studio or creating a visual for it, whether that be a live performance or whether that be a music video. But I just love music videos. Like, I just love coming up with concepts and creating a world just outside of this. You know, like, I feel like the options are limitless. So,
Limitless.
yeah.
You
can
have
do
no,
anything.
You have no bounds in anything you do. But do you feel like Motivation sets a sound for your future album?
I would definitely say that it's probably one layer.
Got it.
Yeah. I want to make sure that this album is very dynamic. You know, there's so many different dimensions to me, not only as an artist, but as a person, and things that I want to talk about and emotions that I want to convey. So I feel like that's probably one portion of it for sure. But there's a whole lot more to be able to discover.
How many songs do we have done for this album?
I'd say maybe a little more than halfway.
Oh, so is that 5? Is that 6? Is that 8?
I want to have, by the end of the process, probably 14.
14 records. Yeah. Are you going to get back in the room with Max Martin, Savin?
Oh, definitely.
Ilya?
We have, like, I think weeks blocked out, so I'm excited. Yeah. They're great.
They're special people.
No, they got it down.
Yeah.
They got it down.
They know what they're doing, but they're also really good individuals.
Oh, absolutely.
Top to bottom.
Absolutely. I love those guys so much. I think it was, I have something else coming soon.
Oh.
Soon.
So I was listening to the mix of it, and Savin was like, if you listen to this 3 times, it guarantees that you'll have abs like Normani. He's so funny. I'm like, bro, I only eat vegan ice cream, I swear.
Wait, so they are on the next record?
Something special coming soon.
Everybody hates the word soon.
No, but honestly, soon.
I can totally make a prediction right now.
I feel like you know. Are we here?
I think so.
I'm like,
If is it a part of something bigger?
yeah. Uh-huh.
I think I know.
Yeah.
This
think I
isn't
know.
fun. This isn't fun for everyone else. No. Hell's this?
No, we got each other.
Yeah.
I just sent it to you, and I saw you receive it.
I did.
So,
I'm here for it. But
do y'all feel left out?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, shoot.
Sorry. Whatever. I was able to see you perform on the Sweetener tour. I caught it, I think 4 times. I loved it. You were amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, you left it out on stage.
One of the best times of my life.
How had to have been. Like the energy in every arena is
In
infectious.
every way, even like behind the scenes, like the dancers, the crew, like it was one big family for real.
They really are the best people in the world.
Absolutely,
It-
absolutely.
and
I miss them very much.
but
I wanted to go to Europe, but
I genuinely feel like people would think differently, right? They'd be like, whatever. Like it has to be stuffy or intense or whatever. But
no,
but not.
No, so easygoing. Like we spent time together, like in and out of the venue.
And it's
Me and Ari had
everybody.
a sleepover. Like we did casual girly stuff. Like we did face masks. We played, hooked the PlayStation up.
Of course.
Yeah, like super regular.
She with video games.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
She's pretty good too.
Yeah.
Her sense of humor is unmatched.
It's
She
good.
is. Yeah, I love her.
She's special.
She is.
What do you learn from the Sweetener tour? Because it is a big tour, but obviously it's your first time on the road on your own. I mean, but what do you pick up? What do you realize you need to have in your life moving forward as you kind of progress on this journey?
It definitely taught me a lot about being a businesswoman and like having control and being responsible literally over a whole crew.
Hell
Like
yeah.
hair, makeup, photographer, like just so many different roles and personalities, and me having to just be the overseer and making sure that everything is like functioning the way that it's supposed to for the most productive tour experience.
And at the same time, when it's time to go on stage, you have to leave that all in the wings.
Absolutely. So it's
do
just it was a lot for me for sure. But like I said, I'm glad I couldn't imagine being on tour with any other artist other than Ari, especially like for my first tour. You know, she made it very, very special.
Nurturing, caring.
Yes.
And dude,
Genuine.
we would all watch your set every night. Like Fredo and Brian and Scott.
I know, I miss seeing them in the crowd. Like all the dancers, they would do the choreo to waves.
Yeah. I mean, like, they've seen you perform now dozens of times, but it never got old.
Right,
And
right.
I don't know, but that's...
And for me, it never got old either because I saw them every night in the crowd. Like I feed off of that energy.
And, like, that's rare. I think that's the thing that, like, people don't understand. Like, that never happens.
Right.
Like, even Ariana coming out to watch you. Mm-hmm. Like,
And I watched her too, like almost every night.
and you've had openers.
And it felt different every time too, you know?
Yeah. Which is, I don't know, is that, like, the testament of somebody who's pretty good at what they do?
Absolutely.
To make the same set feel different?
Absolutely. Which can be hard to do.
Oh, yeah.
It can be very hard to do because, you know, it gets monotonous and repetitive. But I mean, for me, I just try my best to completely be present and lose myself and feed off of whatever that particular crowd was giving me.
That's...
I feel like that's the difference.
Is it hard to learn that as the solo artist compared to being with a group?
Not particularly for me. No, because I love to perform. You know, and I love to be able to tap into just a different person and just black out every single night. Like I feel at home when I'm on stage. Like I miss being in my little brown costume and my thigh-high boots opening for her. I really do.
But, like, you just said black out and lose yourself. When I would watch you, I feel like I see the moment that you actually black out. Like, is that true? Like,
No, I have to. It's not me on stage. I'm shy as hell. What would I do on stage if I was just me? Like, I feel like I have to enter another realm
and
to be able to just, like, commit myself 100%.
do you enter the other realm before you get on stage, or does it happen while you're up there?
It happens as I walk out. And there's this thing that my vocal coach makes me do, too. It really helps. Like, she asked me, who are you, before every single show. I am the greatest entertainer. I am a master of my vocals. I am going to entertain these people and give them the best show that they've ever seen. Like, just positive.
Affirmations and
Right.
manifestation.
Right. And when you speak it, the more you speak it, the
It happens.
moment it becomes a reality. So it
Louder.
hypes me up.
I'm hyped and I even say it. I just heard you say it.
It works. You should do it.
Yo, I'm a
If you're like, I'm going to lose 10 pounds, you're going to do it.
I'm a manifestation guy. I believe in that with everything I got. You think I got here on talent?
No,
The secret. Okay?
it's deeper than that, you know?
Yeah, it totally is. Yeah.
Deeper than that.
God, Gosh darn, I don't deserve this. What are you thinking over there, Dan?
Well, I just thought it was cool how Ariana promoted the hell out of you. You know what I mean? Like on her Instagram story, she would share your photos, she would promote the music,
Yeah.
and she just did that without you asking?
Yes.
How cool is that?
Yes. I'm telling you, she's like a ride or die. She is my heart. I love her.
She's
and it's really
supportive.
hard to come past genuine people that don't want anything in return. Like, she's just dope.
But like, that's who she's always been.
Right.
She's never
I
been.
wish that everybody would be able to witness that.
Sit down with me and I'll tell you stories that will literally. She's incredible. She's selfless. She wants everybody to win. She wants to share
She
her
likes to make
gift.
sure everybody's taken care of, even
Oh
down to
my
like my
God.
crew. It wasn't even always just about me. It's like she would eat with us in catering and like laugh, have conversation. Like, it was just super casual and like she's genuine.
On another
One of the
level.
best people on the planet, for sure.
Louder. I mean, really, people don't know that. Like, people, I feel like people just like kind of always assume like a
Yeah.
diva's a diva,
Right.
Just based on her vocals and who she is,
Right.
career-wise and
Right.
status-wise. But
It's like I wish everyone could witness her like that, but everybody isn't deserving either. So
yes, truth.
She's so funny when she comes in here.
hilarious.
When the cameras aren't on, she's hilarious.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I watched probably every interview she's done here. She's funny.
She's funny as hell.
But by the way,
Hey.
she's herself. That's the one thing. Like when she's on that couch and when you hang out with her, like
But you
backstage,
see is what you get.
yeah, the same exact
Her.
thing. And
Yeah.
I people every day come up to me and they go, "Really, I felt like I really got to know her." And I'm like, "Yeah, because that's her. Like that's exactly who she is.
Right.
Very caring, very. And she wants her friends. Like she's always adamant on sharing the spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
It's
admirable.
yeah, it really is.
Sure.
I can, gosh darn, I can tell you stories. Anyway, I want to know this album. I want it very badly.
Mm-hmm.
Not before 2020 though, right? Or yes?
Not before 2020.
And that's okay
Yes.
because like
My first album, never gonna get that back.
that's right.
Yes.
The same
and
way-
it'll be perfect. I promise.
Yeah.
Yes.
If motivation's a sign of what's to come,
Oh, it's only scratching the surface.
giddy up. Giddy up.
Are you going to be going on your own tour?
Headlining for sure.
Sick.
Yes.
Dan will be there.
Of course.
How did you realize you could do a handstand dance move?
You said, how did I realize I could do?
You do this handstand, like you know, with the arms.
Oh, wait. Are you talking about when I do the handstand into the split?
Oh my God! Yeah, but don't you do yes? And you kind of like go forward. I can't do.
You know,
it
I was a gymnast too, right?
I feel like I read that at one point, like years ago, but like I it's left my mind from now.
Oh, I wouldn't be able to just pull this out of my ass. I promise. Like,
I learned this in 2 hours.
imagine. No, I had years of training.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's very
I
impressive.
mean, I didn't know my body could still do certain things, but thank God it did.
like riding a bike, right?
Thank God it went well.
You didn't hurt yourself.
No.
Normani?
The one other thing I wanted to ask quickly.
What, Dan?
Sorry, I was just typing your name and you're joining The Voice. With
Yes,
Kelly
with
Clarkson.
Kelly Clarkson. She asked me to come and help mentor. I was really, really excited about that because, you know, I was on X Factor. She was
Yeah.
on American Idol. So it was just kind of like weird that the roles were reversed and I was on the other side of it. But it was cool because I saw a lot of myself in the contestants. So
That has to be like a full circle moment.
absolutely. It's kind of like you can't even make sense of it. It's like when I was standing there, I never envisioned this. You know, like this was the goal, of course, but I didn't necessarily know like, okay, how am I gonna get there?
But you did.
Yeah, my mind's blown. I'm shook every day.
But that helps you never get comfortable. Right?
Right.
And that's what you want.
Absolutely.
Who wants to be comfortable?
No one.
Not me.
Being comfortable means being complacent.
Amen. On that note, Normani. Thanks for hanging out.
Thank you.
Love you.
I love you guys.
Hey, beautiful human. Thanks for watching our full interview, but I get it. Like, a full interview is a lot. So we got a clips channel. We don't expect you to watch the full thing anymore, so we just gave you the highlights. Please subscribe and notifications and all that stuff. Okay, cool. I love you.